This is incredible. Wow. Hi, friends and family. Well, I'm getting ready to set off on my next big cycling adventure. And before I do, I thought I would share a little bit of an update of what's going on with me, the adventure I'm about to set off on, and just a glimpse into the frantic preparing and packing process that I'm in the midst of. I take off in about a couple days. So yeah, that's what this video will be about for anybody who's interested. Well, first, as those of you who've been following my adventures so far already know, I am very new to bike packing and adventure cycling, cycle touring. It all started at the beginning of this year, the beginning of 2023, when I had the opportunity of an extended leave, a sabbatical from my full-time job, and I decided to try the Tour Aotearoa, the TA route that goes all the way down the length of Aotearoa, New Zealand, from Cape Reinga at the very top of the North Island of New Zealand down to Bluff at the very bottom of the South Island. And I ended up loving it so much that I decided to keep going, and I rode around to Milford Sound and came back up the South Island following a different route called Sounds to Sounds. And if you are new here, you might enjoy watching some of the videos I shared from those journeys on my Tour Aotearoa and Sounds to Sounds playlists. Well, by the time I finished the Sounds to Sounds route and returned home at the end of my extended leave, my sabbatical, it was just so clear to me that this journey was not over. And so when I got home, I made the decision to resign from my full-time job to create more space to continue with more bike packing and cycling adventures here in Aotearoa, New Zealand, and all around the world. And I have been in the process of downshifting from my full-time role since that return and moving into a part-time role with my organization to be able to do this. This was not an easy decision for me to make because I honestly love my work. I love the organization I've been working for at this point over 20 years. I'm a part of the Teach for All network, which is a network of independent organizations all around the world that are working to expand educational opportunity and equity for kids. And it's just amazing people and amazing work. And I feel so privileged to have been part of the Teach for All journey in the US, here in Aotearoa, New Zealand, and increasingly across the wider Asia Pacific region for many years now. And yet, this bike packing and cycling adventure really did unlock something in me that I feel really called to continue. And so I am creating the space to do that while I continue also working with the Teach for All network in a more part-time capacity moving forward. And with that, I am about to set off on my next cycling adventure. And let me share a little bit more about it with you. So if you've watched the interview that Sailor James from the Sailing Traitea channel so generously did with me after I returned home from Sounds to Sounds, you already know that I initially was hoping that my next adventure would be the Great Divide mountain bike route, which is an incredible bikepacking route that follows the Continental Divide and the Rocky Mountains, going from Banff or Jasper in Canada all the way down to the border of New Mexico and Mexico. As my life and work plans started to take shape, however, I realized that it would be really difficult for me to do that responsibly and enjoyably in the time that I would have this coming summer, like North Hemisphere summer. And so I changed my plans, and I am now embarking on the Pacific Coast route, which goes from Vancouver to San Diego along the Pacific Coast, from Canada all the way down through the US. Part of the reason I did this, as I mentioned in that interview, is because I have an awesome girls' weekend planned in the middle of it that I've planned with some of my best friends years ago, like at the very start of COVID. And so we're meeting in California halfway into this journey, and I'm hoping I make it there in time. So I am under a little bit of a time crunch. And if I have to, I'm going to catch a bus or something, but I'm really hoping I'm able to bike there. Though it is going to mean some really long distances. And I know I'm going in a really heavy traffic season. So we'll see how it goes. I think one of the things that has been most interesting for me just in like my psychology around this is now that I've done the Tour Aotearoa and the Sounds to Sounds route, I do feel a lot more relaxed going into this one. I mean, I still feel nervous and excited and a little overwhelmed by all the preparation, but I also know that I'll have what I have. I'll figure out what I need to figure out along the way. There are going to be plenty of bike shops and amazing people whom I'm likely to meet on this journey. And so I am feeling just a lot more calm and centered kind of as I get ready to go to Vancouver. That said, I'm currently in a frantic planning mode because I am putting things together rather last minute. I just picked up my new bike, which I worked with Benny from Benny's Bike Shop here in Auckland to put together for me following these adventures and given what I'm planning to do moving forward. Let me share it with you. All right. So she's a Salsa Cutthroat, which is just an incredible step up from the the giant Liv Tempt 3 bike that I've been riding so far on this journey. And I'm really nervous. I really hope I don't break her. But I did have the opportunity to ride her home yesterday, and oh my gosh, she's so smooth and fast, and it's really exciting. Okay, just pausing for a brief flashback to yesterday. Well, I've just gone for my first ride on this new bike, and she's amazing. And I didn't crash, so that's a plus. But she's just so light and smooth. It was a really fun, really lovely ride, even with kind of little weather and wind and all of it. So I'm just really excited. Here, let me show her. And there she is, the new bike. It's Saturday afternoon here, and I fly out to Vancouver on Tuesday, and I haven't, other than getting this new bike and booking flights, I haven't done anything. So I'm gonna go start getting ready now. More later. Bye. Okay, and now back to today's regularly scheduled program. I kind of went all out and got electronic gear shifters, which are so fancy, and just everything about her gearing, the wheels, the tires. It's a whole step up from my last bike. And so I'm really, really excited. And to be honest, I am sort of relieved I'm doing the Pacific Coast route, which, while I know it'll be very challenging and busy, there's some long distances and steep climbs. I also know it will be a little bit easier technically than the GDMBR, the Great Divide Mountain Bike Route, and give me a chance to get used to the bike before I attempt more difficult rides. And I'm still so grateful for my original bike, the Liv Tempt that I rode all around New Zealand, the Tour Aotearoa route, and the Sounds to Sounds route. She's still here. Let me share her with you. It's a little bit of a mess at the moment, forgive me, but she's still here and holding strong, and I'm going to continue riding her around town and for errands. She's sitting beside a friend's bike, a road bike that I have borrowed from a friend to do a couple triathlons, and so they're gonna hang out while the new bike and I go on this next journey. And so this route that I'm about to do, the Pacific Coast route, it's a route designed by the Adventure Cycling Association, which is another amazing cycling association that designs fantastic cycling and bikepacking routes. And it's funny, I actually learned about it through another YouTube video that I saw of someone who had done that route, and it popped up on my feed, and I thought, oh, that's a good option, especially given the girls' weekend. So that's what I'm going to do. It's going to be tough though, because I have just about a month, a little over a month And it's about 2,100 something miles, about 3,400 kilometers, not including the side trips to, I don't know how long it's going to take me to ride to the girls' weekend location. And so I'm going to be pulling some long haul days. But I'm hoping it goes okay. And I'm thinking if I need to, I can get a bus or help. And I fly out of LAX at the end. And so if I've really not calculated things well, or just haven't been able to pull the distances that I'm hoping I can, then I can always end in LA and come back and do the next section, the last section from LA to San Diego at another time, maybe riding into Mexico, who knows. So that is the plan. And I'm now just getting everything together. So what that's involved so far has just been downloading all the maps and making sure I have all the information on my phone and on my bike computer, and just starting to get organized and get packing. So I'm going to get back to packing. I've just gotten started. I am kind of using a combination of the packing lists I used the first time, and the ways that I kind of cut that down, figured out what I wanted and needed, and some advice from people who've done this particular route. And so I will share more once I have everything kind of in big piles, so you can get a sense of what I'm taking with me on this journey. And then we'll go from there. Thank you so much for following along and for just everybody's support and encouragement. It has been just a crazy adventure. I can't really believe what I'm setting off to do, and I hope it goes well. And I know if it doesn't, I will figure it out along the way. But thank you again so much for your support and for watching. All right, more soon.